Would you like to build reusable ManyChat flows so you only have to build it once and then use it in many places? Well, I'm going to show you how to do that, and I'm going to show you that now.
We'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon.
All right, let's get this party started. And I'm very excited to talk about a subject that I learned in my programming days. And ManyChat has actually allowed us to do some of this very similar processing. Basically, it's called object-oriented programming. What it means is be able to reuse pieces of code in different places. And with ManyChat, we can do that to some degree and insert pieces of code that we want that we've put into a flow, and now we can run that flow wherever we want. Just kind of put that section in there. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm going to expand on the last couple weeks, and if you missed it, there is a link above to the email video. At the end of this video, there'll be both the email and the phone number verification videos as well. You can go check those out. But those types of routines can easily be inputted into any flow, an offer flow or whatever, and so that you don't have to recode it or reprogram it or create new flows or add new messages. You can just keep reusing that piece over and over and over. So what do I mean by that? Well, we are going to look at using the email routine that I had, though I did add a few things to it. So you'll probably see, if you've watched those videos, if you haven't, looked up on top, there's a little icon. You can go and watch that video and how I explain what this whole email verification and how it works with never bounce, those types of things, another API out there. So basically, I took that email process, which was right here. It just started out with a question to enter their best email, and then go to an API to check it, and then determine if it was a valid email or not. So that routine could be very beneficial to insert into all your lead generation ads. You're going to ask for email. It could be a challenge you're signing up. You want to ask for an email. Multiple things that you're going to ask for an email. Now, granted, you may already have their email. And so what I did is to this flow, and again, you can get this whole flow right here in the other video. And so I'm not going to go through those. But what I did add to it, I added a little bit up front. And what I added is I put a condition to check the field that we're saving the email in. So I called it a email. Do we have an email? And now this is kind of a pet peeve of mine, is if you are asking for emails and phone numbers and stuff from subscribers, please, if you already have it, display it and ask them and verify it. Because it's very annoying knowing that I've given you my email, let's say, and I've been through your bot, and I gave you your email once before on another offer, now you're asking for it again. It's very annoying. And so, and a friend, somebody you're having a conversation with, granted, they may have forgotten it, but you got to remember, this is a conversation. And so if you already have it, why ask again? Make it an intelligent conversation that you're having with your subscribers. So we're going to look at and say, okay, do they have an email? Oh, we do have an email. So what we're going to do is then we're going to verify. So let me just do this. So you're going to double click out here, grab a condition, and then you're going to put the condition in there. And what you're going to do is you're going to go get your email customer user field and just say any value. And so I just said a email has any value. All right. And if it's a yes, I'm going to put some typing delay, and then I'm going to use a user input block. All right. I'm just going to use a user input block to ask them yes or no. And you can say, well, why can't I just put buttons and stuff? Well, one of these things is the way we're going to use this email routine, email verification routine, or whatever you want to call it, email routine, and that's what I called the flow. I'm going to just back out of here. Email routine. So I created a new flow called email routine. And what I did is, as I said, I brought in that other part. So go watch the other video. You can build that up. What you're going to do is you're going to add this beginning part to it. And like I said, double click. Got out of edit mode. Double click and put a condition. Check the email where you're saving it. If it's valid, what you're going to do is use a user input block. So we're going to grab a user input block, and we're going to, type in the message, and then you're going to pick multiple choice. You're going to take the skip button out. We don't want the skip button. And then you're going to save this to whatever. You could create another field. You could call it a confirmed email, or a text, or whatever you want to call it. I was just using a 4-value text to store it in. Basically what I want to do, and that's what I did, is I'm going to say done. So I'm going to delete this thing, and I'm just going to finish it up over here. So what we did is we put a question. Hey, Jeff, is this your best email? And then we put a email in there. And then we created 2 buttons. One, yep. And then I changed the values. So what you do is you click on that, say, no, I want a different value than what the button says. Because basically if you don't do this, then you're going to get Y, capital Y, EP, small letters, lowercase, and then space, and then the emoji. And so if you ever wanted to check that field, you're going to have to check it identical to that. So I'm going to say, now I want to put just yep in the field. And then here, same thing, nope, and I just put nope, all right? And it's going to be stored in a text field. And so you could put any text field in there, store it in a text field so you can check it after this. And then what you're going to do, off the bottom of this, you're going to click continue to another step. And then you're going to put another condition. And then you just come out there, double click, say condition, and then set it up. And what you're going to put in there is you're going to check the text field that you put the yep or nope in to see if they said if it's confirmed or not. Did they confirm it? If they confirmed it, you're going to send a message. Great, thanks. If they did not confirm it or they put nope, then you're going to run through the email verification based on that the video up there that I talked about that I did a couple weeks ago. You're going to use the rest of that routine. All right. So what this routine does is, like I said, 1, check to see if they've entered it before. 2 is if they have, great, thank you. But if they haven't, you're going to take them through a validation of their email. All right. So I'm going to publish that. So now we have our email routine all set up. That we're going to, 1, see if they've entered it. If they have, we're going to display it and confirm, is this still good? If they haven't, we're going to run them through the regular email verification. And once we get it, we're good. All right. So the key to doing this, and what we're going to do is now we're going to do an e-offer. And so let's just say you're creating an offer and you're going to bring them in and you want to collect their email. So what you're going to do is we're going to ask, hey, thanks for taking advantage of the 2-for-1 offer. We have a question for you first. And off this message, you're going to do a continue next step. And here's the fun part, is you're going to, just going to take this off, going to take this like that. You're going to go to start another flow, and then you're going to go pick the email routine. All right. And so we're going to put the email routine in there. I'm going to delete that one right now. I'm going to connect this back up. So now we said start another flow in the middle of our process. once that start another flow is done, you can actually continue to the next message. So, as I mentioned when I started, it's like object-oriented programming, meaning that you can create reusable routines and use them wherever you want without breaking anything. And it's going to come back. It's going to do this. It's going to basically I'll tell you what happens in the background in the servers. Basically, the server is going to look at this flow as a whole thing. And what it's going to do is going to have this code, and then it's going to bring in this code and insert it in here, and then run it, and then this code. So it's kind of like you put this whole, everything that's in here, you stuffed it in the middle, but you don't have to do it. You get to reuse it all the time. And then the great thing is if you ever need to change this, you change it here once, and it's reflected in all the other flows that you did this. So here it goes through, and then it's going to pass through to here. And on this question, we're just going to put a delay, say, awesome, Jeff, here is your coupon, because they gave him your email. Now we're going to give him the coupon. Very basic, simple offer. So let's watch this run. So we're going to preview this. I'm going to close that. I'm going to go here. So go right away to it. And we're going to say, great. Here we go again. I don't know why Loom does this. Going to give me like 8 of these or something like that. Annoying. Maybe more? Oh, there we go. Got them all. So now it's going to come up and say, hey, Jeff, thanks for taking advantage of the 2-for-1 offer. We have a question for you. Hey, Jeff, is this your best email? And I'm going to say no, it's not. So now it's going to go through. Thought it was going to go through. There we go. A little slow today. I think got to get the squirrels rolling in the servers. So now it says, so Jeff, we need the best email. Could you enter it? So I'm just going to take this email. Now, granted, there is one thing that I did change, and I'm going to show you in the email verification. Great, thanks. And so I gave him a new email. Awesome, Jeff. Here's your coupon. So the trick is you can only do this, put a routine in here. And, if you're going to ask questions, if you have buttons and stuff, it's not going to stop. You need a user input field to stop it in this routine. Now, if you have something that you just want to shoot up, say you have a card that you want to place that card in different flows, you can do that as well. Just remember that it's going to shoot through. Here, let's do that. I'll show you. If I grab, let's see what I could do. No, I don't want that one. I'm going to see if I can. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to create a quick one here. We'll create a quick new flow. I'm going to call it e-test. And then I'm going to delete that. I'm going to put an image. I'm just going to put any image in there. I'm going to put a Chevelle in there. That's always good. And I'm going to compile that. And then we're going to grab that flow. All right. We're going to grab that flow. And then we're going to run this over to here. All right. So now if I preview this, I say, hey, Jeff, take advantage of a 2-for-1. We have a question for you first. And it's just going to put the picture up. All right. So you can see is though you can insert. So let's say I had a card in there with some buttons. Maybe you just want to insert that someplace. So you could do that too. Just remember, it's not going to stop. It's going to go from, I'm going to disconnect this one. Move that one up. So it's going to go from here, this message, right through here, do whatever you have, like that image, and then go right to this one. All right. So just remember, though it's still object-oriented where you could create something once and then use it in many places. If you want it to stop, like we did with the email, then you have to ask user input fields or user input blocks, put those in there and ask questions, and then it'll stop and wait for their response and then go on to the next question and then go on to this next flow. All right. So I hope you enjoyed that. I think it's a great little feature that ManyChat team has put in there that you can actually start a flow in the middle of the flows. So you can connect all these pieces and not have to reprogram or recode or make new messages that are identical to something else that you did someplace else. Well, that concludes our video for today on how to set up or create ManyChat flows that can be reused in many different places. For example, an email verification, a phone verification, maybe a card that you want to be shared. So you can create it once, but then use it in many areas by using the ManyChat Start a Flow block. If you have any questions or comments, please post them down below. I'd be happy to answer them. And as always, like the video, share it across the world, and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any future videos. Click the little bell so you do get notification when I do upload a new video. Down in the description, I have a link to a great Facebook group. All like-minded people sharing things. Come on and join us. And as always, have a great week, and I'll see you in the next video.